Hey friends, I'm walking through sort of more of the forested or treed area of Beacon Hill Park right now. And I've just been thinking about a tip that really helped me out recently. So this is not my own material. This is something that I learned from Mel Robbins, and I will tag Mel below. Those of you like myself that struggle with anxiety, we know that oftentimes going to bed and first thing in the morning are the two hardest times. So going to bed at night, for me, that's when the whirling starts. In the morning, it also starts, especially if I've gotten up to go pee at some point before my alarm, and then I'm trying to go back to bed and I'm trying to go back to sleep. Ugh, right? Those of you who maybe have anxiety might understand what I'm saying. And also I find just at times that are especially anxious, so if there's just things going on in my life that are like real things, but beyond my control in that moment, that then what starts off as kind of lowercase a anxiety, kind of the low level that I typically have, can move up into like acute anxiety. And it can be really hard to even just get out of bed to do anything. And so I learned this tip from Mel Robbins. I heard her talk about it on a podcast, and I've been using it, and I find it so helpful. So I'm going to give you the real Reader's Digest sort of like, I don't want to say dumbed down, but like layman-friendly way of describing this, rather than all the sciencey talk. The part of your brain that is doing the thinking and the whirling and the blah, 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 the worrying, the list writing, the circling, you know the one. Often I feel like mine's like, do, 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 do. You know, the theme song from the circus going on and on and on in my head. So when that part of your brain is doing its thing, which is what's making it hard for you to get out of bed, there's another part of your brain that actually is a little bit more linear. And when you access that part of your brain, the part of your brain that's doing the theme song for the circus, the worrying, the thinking, the planning, actually can't work. So they can't work at the same time. Okay, why is this important? Well, this explains why this incredibly simple technique is actually super effective. So here's what it is. You place your hand on your heart and you count backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you move. It's amazing. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, that sounds interesting, but I'm not so sure that's going to be that effective. Because, I like to think I'm extra special with my anxiety and that all the tricks that other people use don't work for me because I'm so specially anxious. But it's amazing, actually. So I've been going through some extra stress lately just because my father and my stepmother have been having some issues with their health. And so on top of my kind of daily anxiety, I've got that level of anxiety, worrying about them and, trying to help them from a totally different province. And so there's been a lot of kind of extra anxiety. I've moved from like lowercase a to capital A anxiety. And so I decided to try this out. And damn if it doesn't work. All I do is when I start feeling the mind, I'm waking up, I start feeling that like circus starting to show up. I stop, I put my hand on my heart, and I count back from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I move my body to get out of bed. It's amazing. It takes no time at all. Because we all know, I think, for the most part, if we are the type of person that deals with a lot of morning anxiety, that once you do get up and you start moving and you start getting more productive, it doesn't go away, but it's not as acute as that first thing when you open your eyes and you have to get out of bed, right? So I hope that little tip is helpful for you. Again, not my technique. I'm just borrowing it. And I learned it from listening to Mel Robbins on a podcast, and I will tag her account below so that you can check her out. She's got lots of these great tips and tricks and little hacks. So I would love to know in the comments below, let me know, do you have anxiety? And if so, is it like, whoa, in the morning? Is it like crazy anxiety where you just like feel paralyzed and kind of stuck? And if so, try this out. Let me know in the comments below. Or if you've got another trick that you use to help, please, by all means, share. Okay, that's all for today. Just a quick video, but I just wanted to share that with you because it's really made a big difference in my life, and I think that it will help a lot of people. And thanks, Mel, for the tips.